This letter from Vietnam to the boys and girls in Miss Rogers' class. It will tell you more about Paul than I or his brother or anyone could tell you.
I know it was well received by the kids that heard it. And I think that he received a lot of return mail from those students because of that letter.
While he was literally in the midst of combat and war, he says to the boys and girls in Miss Rogers' class, "I was very happy to receive your Christmas cards, and I appreciate the thought behind them, as well as the thoughts expressed in them. I thank each and every one of you, even though I don't know any of you personally. Here in Vietnam, we are busy preparing for Christmas, just like you are back in the States. I'm afraid, however, that we are doing more receiving than giving. Every day, planes and boats arrive in Vietnam carrying hundreds of thousands of cards, letters, and packages. Everyone looks forward to hearing from the folks back home. Speaking of home, many people in the United States are wondering what we are doing fighting a war in Vietnam. Each of you has probably wondered the same thing at one time or another, as I often do myself. No one will ever fully know why men want to kill each other on the battlefield, but we do know this. Wars do not just happen, they are caused. Their cause can usually be found in human greed and the failure of men to love and respect one another.
It's greed. Human greed and lack of respect for other people.
Because some people choose to act like less than human beings, other men are forced to act like less than human beings on the field of war. One wicked man cannot start a war. It takes millions of thoughtless people who treat their fellow men with dislike and disrespect.
Reveals a peaceful person who only because of duty to his country and the cause of freedom took up arms.
In your Christmas cards, many of you said that you're praying for my safety. I appreciate that, but I would rather you work hard and pray for peace so that what we do here will have some meaning. Only when selfishness, hate, and greed are no longer with us will war no longer be with us. When every one of you obeys his parents and does what is good and right, it is helping to fight the war just as much as any Marine in Vietnam.
Tell young people, listen and obey and do something about it. Don't just have all the fun playing and let life go on. No. He was a serious thinker.
I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a pleasant and prosperous New Year. I hope that someday I may have the pleasure of meeting each and every one of you. Sincerely, Lieutenant Paul Bush, United States Marine Corps.
He was quite a guy. It doesn't surprise, it's a very sensitive letter, and it sounds like Paul. It really does. Thank you for letting me read it.
To make the world a better place. That didn't surprise me at all.
The power, wisdom, and relevance of Paul's words live on to touch yet other young people. Hope these glimpses of Paul's life and character revealed in his letter and the other memorabilia will help those who read this letter in the future, young and old, to think about Paul, yes, but but consistent with his invitation to his children to think beyond him to the deeper issues of life, evil, good, duty, war, and peace. May his letter help all who read it aspire to the development of their best selves, to realize that being your best self is letting God shape you into the well-balanced, rounded person who desires peace that God intended you to be.
I first learned about Lieutenant Paul Bush from a dear friend, Tom Callanan. Tom was Paul's bunkmate in Officers Candidate School at Quantico Marine Corps Base. Listening to Tom reflect on Paul's integrity as character really inspired me to learn more about Paul and to actually reach out and find one of Paul's family members who could give us permission to name one of our pups in Paul's honor. After a great deal of searching, I was finally able to locate Patty, Paul's widow. When I reached out by phone to talk with Patty, her initial reaction was, "You've made my decade."
How are you? Welcome. Welcome.
When I saw Patty meet Paul, the puppy, for the first time, it just warmed my heart. It made me feel that we were just doing the right thing.
I am so happy to meet this dog named Paul. I think it's a great honor. It really is.
This Memorial Day, we're doing our part to make sure that Paul's name will continue to be spoken. A few minutes is not enough to fully reflect and tell Paul's story. We have the honor of being able to name one of our pups in Paul's honor. And we know that Paul, the puppy, will go on to serve veterans in many ways, from being trained by veterans to also hopefully being placed with a veteran someday. We hope we're doing Paul proud, and we're just grateful to be able to do what we do.